Good evening, Transpac race fans. I'm Dobbs Davis with Trans-Pacific Yacht Club. Here on it is the 9th of July. We're in the evening here at Honolulu and having seen a full day of boats coming in, and it's really great. Everybody's enjoying it. The breeze is great. The conditions are great. And by looking at the tracker now, this was this afternoon, as I've been discussing the default tracker showing Transpac 2023 has a 4-hour delay, and then as we zoom in to the 200-mile radius, you get to see it in real time. In any case, I wanted to call everybody's attention to a little bit of difference in the weather map than we've seen in the past, where it looks like the high pressure center, which is up in this area, has actually kind of moved down closer to its normal position, a little further south, and that's helped compress the isobars. So as we can see by this windy weather model overlay, good strong 15 to 20 knot conditions here on the race course. Finally, this group here are the Saturday starters in the sled classes, and they didn't have a great race. They were kind of stuck back over here in the first half of the course without a lot of breeze and probably a lot of frustration, but they're moving fast now, and we'll zoom in and have a closer look. Here we go. So I mean, look at this, folks. These boats really close together. Yes, they're all different. Some of them different classes, but they're really coming in fast, and it'll be great at this time tomorrow, because I think a lot of them will be making their final approach. So Pelagroso, for example, 220 miles out. They're closer than that because of the 4-hour delay. But you can see everybody's going fast. They're jibing to get here, and then their final determination is really what they do in final approach. We can look at that a little bit by going to the 200-mile. And I'm just going to close that and zoom in here. Here we go. Some may ask, what are these things? These are PASHA ships going back and forth to the mainland. They go really fast, and they go in straight lines, not as affected by the weather. But in any case, and we're thankful to PASHA for their support of use of the YB tracker system. This race, I couldn't do this in the analysis without this tool. It is an amazing tool. I'm going to zoom in just one more and give you a good look at the islands here. What's interesting is that coming to final approach, there's a few different ways to do it. Some come in on this shallow route. You know, this is one where if you got to be careful. So Black Marlin, for example, they're going along Molokai. That's not usually what people do. Usually they come in from the north and then jibe in. So I think Good Energy, for example, they've followed that track. That's usually a more reliable. You get better pressure, a better angle when you come in, because you do get lifted and then you jibe. So at some point over here at, in fact, we'll zoom in and see if we can see this a little more. This is Coco Head here, and usually, in fact, this is another typical approach. That's Elio Point on Molokai. You come in so that you're on port, laying Elio Point, and then jibe in the channel. It's usually very good breeze. In fact, maybe we can do an overlay with the wind. Yeah. So usually it's really good breeze in here in the so-called Molokai channel, and that's what you want, because you want to come in fast. If you get too close to Molokai, sometimes it gets a little lighter, and it's more of a bounce back against the big, tall mountains that are in the east side of this island. It could get light in here. That's Kaloapapa, that famous Hawaiian leper colony, and the big, tall lighthouses here. So you definitely don't want to come in here, but some, as these guys have, the Black Marlin, they've chosen to come in this route. In any case, the Good Energy is only, well, they're going 16 knots pretty fast, and they're only 21 miles out. So a little over an hour, hour and a half. They'll be doing their final jibes here at Cocoa Head, and then the critical one here. It's really interesting. Sometimes the breeze wraps around. There's Cocoa Head has, and then there's mountains here. So sometimes you get this sort of offshore blast here off of Hawaii Kai, and that's that turns a what seems like a comfortable starboard tack fetch into a bit of a reach. Some boats get caught out and they get overpowered, and because they get these big headed blasts coming down off the mountains in this end of Oahu. But the goal is to get to Diamond Head, and that's that'll be great. It'll be a sight to see, particularly those that come in at night, because you smell. What's really cool is you smell the land. You know, you haven't smelled land in many days, sometimes weeks, and when you get over in this part of the race course, you're reminded of what land smells like. And then you come around the corner at Diamond Head, and then Honolulu just looks like this blaze of light, and it's a little it's a little bit shocking to see all that, and airplanes and cars and buildings that you haven't seen during the entire race. So it's quite the sight. Anyway, so that's what we're doing for Final Approach. I wanted to do one more thing today, and that is just show you that Yacht Scoring has results here. Now, earlier today, we had some problems with the order of these results. So they had the corrected time calculations right, but the boats weren't listed in the right rankings by corrected time. So Division 4 is all in, I believe. So everybody's finished in that division. Same thing with Division 5, and I believe Division 7 may still have some out there, and Division 8 definitely does. There's some still out there. Of course, the multi-hulls have been in for a while, but keep an eye on this if you're looking for corrected time results and who's going to get the big trophies. What we determined today was that Rio 100 has the shortest elapsed time on the race course for this edition of Transpac, and therefore is lined up to win the Barn Door Trophy. And then in corrected time, the boat that has the lowest corrected time wins what's called the King Kalakaua Trophy, and that's Dave Moore's Westerly Santa Cruz 52. They got in yesterday. So with a corrected time that's 8 days, 19 hours, they've got a pretty good margin on the runners up here. It looks like Deception at 9:02, and well, here they should be able to rank these. Yeah, here we are. Actually, second is Nereid J125s. All four J125s finished today. So this is the fleet rankings over here, and it looks like this has been corrected to be the correct order. So 1-1 with the Westerly, second Nereid, and third Deception. Chris Masano and Bill Durant's beautiful renovated Santa Cruz 50. Anyway, so that's our show for today. I thank all of you for tuning in, and thanks for being fans of Transpac. I hope this is helpful, and we'll have another show for you tomorrow. So for now, this is Dobbs Davis, Transpac Yacht Club, signing off.